Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you all so much for being here. Happy Friday to you. Sorry for the late start, but I did not realize how sleepy I was. And I slept and slept and slept. Okay, so let me see. I got that. I got that. Okay, this. And all right, let me bring my slides up and we will jump into it. Okay. And then I'm going to say hello to a few people before we get started, of course. Where is it? Where is it? And I'm going to go all the way to the very beginning. See who was here first. Hmm. Teresa McDougall. Thank you so much. There are no prizes, but thank you. Let me see. Oh, oh, hi, Dorothy Ross. I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well, but I hope you're better now. Hi, Brenda Phillips, Carol Lunn, um, Connie Bomber. Thank you for staying up late. Yeah, there's a lot of you guys that stayed up late, I think. Let me see here. Manello. Well, you know what? If you're staying up late, you can continue that sleep that I was having. Oh, man. I woke up so refreshed, but don't worry, I am not going to start singing that Sealy Posturepedic morning commercial. Um, but yeah, hello to is it Jose Williams, Corona Reina, Janice Goodrich, Roselle Baldreau, Lottie. Did I say hi to Manello? Okay, I'm just going to go all the way to the beginning. Hi, Lydia Washington. Let me see here. So, oh wait, who was that? Okay, and I think we're going to have someone come in later. Don't forget to remind me. I think that was the message that I got that someone wants to share some stuff with us later. Isn't that right, Leslie F? Right. So let me get to it. I'll try not to keep you too long. Um, okay, so I'm going all the way to the beginning. I mean, to the last. Gwendolyn Daniels, thank you so much. Gwendolyn wants to say hi to a few people, so there you go. All right, let's get into it. I don't think I have a lot today. Uh, so, yeah, let's see if I can get you guys out of here in like an hour. I hope you can hear me okay. My microphone is doing a few things. Oh, is that why it was looking so weird? Okay. Okay. I just figured out how to tighten that up. All right. I don't know why saying that puts me in mind of that weird headline yesterday, the one about William. But anyway, so I better stop. I better stop. Okay, so Harry, right here says Prince Harry prepares to turn the screws on Charles, Camilla, and William in court. It has been buried by the coronation, but the public royal showdown is nigh. I'm sorry, is that right? Is that some kind of old English? Is nigh, with Harry due to give evidence in court next month. What might he say about his estranged family? A lot, I hope. I love the photo. I love this illustration photo. Yeah, I believe it's a photo, and they just, I think it's very, very cool. I love the grainy green background and such. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being here this Friday. I hope I didn't miss any super chat, super stickers, or new memberships, but if I have, do forgive me. All right, and okay. Oh man. Okay, sorry about that. And yeah, so that is what they're supposing. So Harry is going to take the bench. He's going. I think they said that in modern times, this is going to be the first time that a royal has ever been cross-examined. Now there was the curious case of Princess Anne, whose dog had bitten someone, and she was actually the first royal to go to court. Ever, is it? Or is it modern times? But I don't know that there was a cross examination. Hers was like a civil thing. The dog bit someone. I don't think there was any chance of criminal charges or something like that. So, and she, of course, was, would you say accused? Oh, I'm not sure of the proper lingo. But okay, so here we go. Let me just continue. I'm good with that. So Pierce Morgan authorized illegal blagging of Prince's bank details, court told. Mayor hired investigators to pose as Prince Michael of Kent's accountant phone hacking trial hears. Now that is pretty dodgy. That is as sketchy as you can get when it comes to someone's finances, that you would pretend to be their accountant. Accountants are the kind of people that can embezzle your fortune and leave you penniless. They are very close to someone because some accountants literally pay bills for their clients, settle things for their clients, and can pretty much have access to a lot of their resources. So, something as serious as that, pretending to be the client's accountant, well, that is pretty personal. I don't think the only thing that would be worse is to portray yourself as the client's doctor or the client's lawyer or something like that. So Pierce Morgan authorized the illegal blagging of a prince's private bank details when he was the editor of the Daily Mirror. It has been alleged, very important word, at the High Court. Prince Michael of Kent's personal financial records were published by the Mirror in 1999, allegedly revealing that Queen Elizabeth II's cousin was millions of pounds in debt and had unauthorized 220,000 pounds overdraft. How do you get overdraft that much at Coutts Bank? When the prince's lawyer complained to Morgan that the story was inaccurate and the records must have been obtained illegally, Morgan dismissed their poor and thinly disguised threat and insisted the information had come from impeccable sources. In reality, the Mirror obtained the information after employing private investigators to pose as the prince's accountant, phone the bank, and illegally blag his account details, the court heard. Before the article was published, 2 hoax calls made to Coutts seeking to confirm the prince's bank account number. The Mirror publisher later settled a legal claim from Prince Michael and issued an apology to him. So, of course, this is not the Duke of Kent. This is Prince Michael of Kent. The Duke of Kent is a royal duke, and he is the one who inherited the title when I think the older brother died or something like that. So, anyway, that is, I think it was Prince William of Kent, right? Isn't that the good looking guy that was dating the woman from Japan, right? And she was like a socialite in Japan, to put it politely. And she was actually of a Jewish background. She wasn't Japanese. I think that's how the story goes. But they were madly in love, and then he died mysteriously in a plane crash. I believe that's the way that worked out, if I'm thinking of the right prince. But yeah, so that is just another one of the, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these individual things, but I will share them with you. And if you have any questions or comments, we will do it a little different today and get to it later so we can hear from Leslie F. UK tabloid group admits it's unlawfully gathered info on Prince Harry. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because look at that. That is ABC 7 New York. ABC 7 New York, which is a local television affiliate here in the United States, part of the ABC network. And what I love about that is the fact that they are having discussions about this on local television. And oh, well, let's see, BW says this is Prince Michael of Kent, the brother of the Duke of Kent. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for that, BW, and happy Friday to you. William, who died in a plane crash, is the son of the Duke of Gloucester. Thank you. That's right, Myrna Roberts. Thank you so much. I did have that wrong. So the Duke of Gloucester's son, well, let me see, William, who died in the plane crash, is the son of the Duke of Gloucester, not the Duke of Kent. Okay, so the Duke of Gloucester, he's like really, really old. And so when he dies, I suppose that there's someone else that will be the male heir of that title. Okay, thank you. That straightens that out because for a while I was assuming that he was a Kent and not a Gloucester. Very cool. Yes, he mysteriously died in a plane crash. His name was also Prince William. Oh, see, wow, you guys are on it. Very cool. Oh, Hazel Jones, the Duke of Kent's father, died in a plane crash in the 1940s. Prince William of Gloucester died in a plane crash in 1972. All right, you guys are on it. I am super, super impressed. Thank you so much. Huh, very cool. So, I guess if the Lord meant for royals to fly, they would have been born with wings. Oh man. Okay. Let me get here. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I loved about this. I saw it and I'm just like, wow, are they really having discussions about this on local tele? But this is a good thing, you guys. This is a good thing because Harry's his thing is going to be two parts. I think that after all of this is over, things ought to have clarity for him, for everyone involved, even if the people that are being exposed don't like it. That's not the point. The Sussexes need to have the whole and complete story told because on any given day, there are countless stories across all media alleging things that have been said and done, and of course, declaring the absolute worst of things about the Sussexes. And so the fact that they are able to tell their story, to put the truth out there, instead of the very one sided, very biased media narrative, all the gaslighting and such, I cannot help but think that that's a good thing. So, cheers to Harry for staying the course, and the fact that as a couple, as a family, they have decided to stand their ground and fight their corner. I am very inspired by that. So, very, very cool. All right. And so let's go here. Oh, let me see. I can't see that there. Let me find it over here. So at the end of it, Harry's point wasn't just to tell the world his side of things, it was more pointed than that. The prologue starts with his dad and brother saying they don't know how it's come to this. Harry's incredulous. I would have been too. After all, Are they just being inconsiderate, or are they like Daisy Buchanan in The Great Gatsby, willfully naive of the world around them, caught in their vacuum of selfishness, unwilling to face the truth because of the fear that life as they know it may shatter? I'm inclined to agree with the classification, would which would make Harry equitable, equitable, should I say, in Nick Carraway, or the equivalent, if you will, to Nick Carraway. The entire book, proof of his evolving disillusionment with that same life. Whereas Gatsby's ends in a death, Harry's story starts with one. It seems important to note this. As I said, loss leads to truth. Sometimes it's a harsh and bitter truth, but necessary. I hope that Harry's truth meets its mark in the hearts of those who still somehow hasn't given up on. He hasn't given up on um, his dad and his brother. So this was actually written by someone on the social media, and it was in reference to Harry's book, reminding them of the Great Gatsby. And I think I've never read the book. I've only seen the movie, The Great Gatsby, but I can see some of the parallels for sure. Not whole and complete, but some of the parallels. So I'm gonna work on a video. Hopefully, I can have it up later tonight, where it's gonna delve more into an amazing book review for the spare that was posted on the review on Amazon. So I'm going to work on that later. And hopefully, I won't be up all night again. I don't want to sleep throughout the day like I did today. But mostly last night, I was talking to an old friend for probably 4 or 5 hours on the phone. And we had some catching up to do. So, um, whereas usually I would have been prepping for today, I was just shooting the breeze, but I had a great time doing it. So, and very necessary. So I will work on that tonight, and hopefully I won't be on so late tomorrow. But yeah, so let me take a look at a couple of your comments here. Gloucester, right? Gloucester. The Duke of Gloucester. Thank you so much for that. Let me see here. Lorna Williams says the royal family thinks they are the equivalent of Greek gods. Oh, by the way, let me put that before I forget about it. Let me put the link up there for Leslie F. and no one else. Let me put that up there for Leslie F. and no one else. There we go. Okay, so there it is. Where was I? Oh, yes. The Rev family thinks it's the equivalent of Greek gods, and we know what happened to the Greek gods when the people stopped believing in them. Yes, yes, absolutely. And you know what, Lorna Williams, that is absolutely brilliant. I'm actually going to give you a bell for that, because it is said that one of the ways that an institution like the monarchy collapsed is not because of the people that stood in opposition of it from a long time ago. It is for the sycophants and the aristocrats, like the ones that were not invited to the coronation. It is the biggest supporters that are the ones that cause the collapse of a institution like the British monarchy. Most of the great royal households of Europe have collapsed not from those who are unfamiliar, not those who have no power of their own, but the people closest to them. Once they fold, then the whole system comes crashing down. So thank you for that comment. Okay. Oh, Cuddy Bomber. Oh, that's not for me, is it? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, let's continue. And then here we have Meghan Markle skipping coronation was devastating for royal fashion. Well, of course it was, because whatever Meghan has brought so much interest to brands. And of course, we've all heard the scenario. Oh, well, I was wondering why my phone was blowing up. I woke up and I had all these messages, and people started ringing my phone. And that is because of something Meghan wore. And it has been a win win situation for every product line that she has ever worn. There has not been one situation. And I've seen like articles where they will try to have other royals highlight they'll show like a image of this purse or that chain or whatever. It does absolutely nothing for them. But for Meghan, whatever she touches turns to gold. In skipping the coronation of her father in law, Charles III, this month, Meghan has deprived fans of an iconic royal fashion moment, a leading celebrity stylist has told. And over here, you can see a photograph of Meghan from the Royal Ascot in 2018. Meghan Markle photographed at Royal Ascot horse races wearing Givenchy in her Berkshire, England, let me see, June 19th, 2018. June 19th. I think I was back home from my big trip by then. The Duchess did not attend the King's coronation. The royal fashion watchers were deprived. Okay, pretty much the same thing. But yeah, so there you go. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because of this. Now, outdoor chic hits the mainstream. The Duchess of Sussex was snapped, that is, in 130-pound walking boots, which then flew off the shelves. And she's just the latest celebrity to embrace, what is that? Gorp? Okay, whatever that is. Gorpcore? I don't know what that is. Is that the name of the boot? Uh, Anyway, over the weekend, while her in laws were wearing fur trim robes and gobstopper sized diamonds, Meghan Markle was pictured out hiking in leggings and a rain jacket strolling on a mountain trail in Montecito, California. The Duchess of Sussex wore brown lace up boots, thick blue woolen socks, and a straw hat, oversized sunglasses, and peeking out from under a pale pink neckerchief. Yeah, neckerchief. And some truly monumental mountainside symbolism, a quartz crystal clarity retreat necklace from the brand Maya Brenner. Wow, they've seen everything, haven't they? A subtle wearable crystal piece to protect your peace. Oh, okay, I need that. So every day can be your retreat, reads the online blurb. While many questioned Markle's decision to skip the coronation, outraged she had chosen a jaunt up the Californian hill over the aisles of Westminster Abbey, some, including celebrity model and author Chrissy Teigen, were more intrigued by where Markle's hiking boots were from. Oh boy, that's really small. Hold on, let me do this. That is very, very small. And okay, better. As a leggings addict, I love the outfit for real. Tegan posted alongside screen grab of Markle on Instagram. Does anyone know what the boots are? Wow. So Chrissy Teigen saw the photo and wanted the boots. And by doing that, that brought even more people into the conversation and more attention to the product. The internet did its thing and finally tracked them down to an American footwear company, Merrell. I got some Merrill boots. Actually, I've had like 3 pair of them, identifying them as the Azura waterproof version in the what is that, espresso apricot color. A couple of hours later, the 130-pound boots were sold out online. As one of the most photographed women in the world, Marco wields some serious fashion power. In 2018, Women's Wear Daily reported that when you add up the media exposure, social media impressions, and actual sales, the net present value to brands that Marco endorses is estimated to be $212.1 million. And that was, of course, back in 2018. We've seen the Markle effect on tailored dresses, leather skirts, crossbody bags, and high heels. But hiking boots, well, that's a first for Markle. How about that, you guys? How about that? Let me see here. Okay, so again, oh, Fancy Wolsome, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex, and happy Friday to you. Let me see here. Big Mama says they have been dressing the hell out of Kate Middleton, trying to outdress Meghan. They wish. Thank you, Big Mama. Kim Coates says, oh, well, okay. No matter what the clothes they put on Kate, they don't sell. She's like dressing a coat hanger. Oh, man. Truth of Billy says that's the Duchess Meghan effect. She wears it so well, anything and everything. Thank you for that. Nurse wife mother said for some reason, so supposedly hated, a lot of people sure do want to dress like her. Yes, they do. Yeah, and you know what? The thing is, they had to really track down the footwear. Now, I have to tell you guys, I had a pair of Merrill boots that I took in 2018 on my trip to the UK. And unfortunately, I ruined them because of a place I worked at one time. And anyway, they were destroyed, and I still refuse to give them up. But they were waterproof. They were very, very comfortable. I will personally endorse the Merrill brand of footwear, especially if you need to keep your feet dry. Those are excellent boots. So I endorse it myself. Okay. Jose Williams says the British media must be kicking themselves for throwing away potentially huge income from fashion business when they threw Meghan away. Yeah, well, they're too vain and arrogant to ever see the folly of their contempt and hatred toward the Duchess of Sussex, and of course Prince Harry, a prince of the blood, and still they seem to have no consideration for the fact that he really is family, blood related. But none of that matters, because I guess the whole point of it is to win at all costs. Excuse me. And as Harry said, being a spare, it didn't really much matter how he felt or what he was doing or anything like that, so long as he didn't get in the way. That was the bottom line. So long as he didn't get in anybody's way, and that he was readily available to use in case they need to deflect from someone else's disaster. So, okay. So, and there's the contrast. You have the royal family in all of their regalia and pomp and circumstance. And of course, I don't share those photos from the trail because I thought they were a bit jarring. But, and of course, this is not actually, I don't think that's, yeah, I don't, that's not actually Meghan. And then, of course, you have that contrast of Meghan on the trail in her hiking boots and the rest of the outfit that she had on. And what has garnered attention? the Duchess of Sussex. Jacqueline, the official chaplain of Royal Sussex, says, "Good evening, Baron, moderators, and Squatty family. Much love and prayers for for our Sussex family. Mom Doria praying for Prince Harry as he gives testimony on these court cases. God is with Prince Harry." Amen to that. Thank you, Jacqueline Squash, the official chaplain of Royal Sussex. Okay, and so again, Dior and Merrill boots, the leggings, all of those seems to be what has won the hearts of the people this weekend. Not all of that pomp and circumstance, but especially to brands that have produced quality items like Dior, like the Merrills, which I can attest to myself. We've seen the Meghan effect on tailored dresses, leather skirts, crossbody bags, and high heels. But hiking boots, well, that's a first. Okay, so let me do this and see what's here. Okay, so Leslie, I hope you're ready. I think I'm going to try to put you in the middle of things, and then I will continue with my slides so you won't have to keep waiting. But let me, I hope you have your camera off, by the way. I will go back here. I'll leave that on the screen. And there you go. You're on, Leslie.
Hello, Baron. So good to speak with you. I'm sorry we couldn't meet up when I was working in Chicago. And yes, I have my camera off because I got a face mask on. It's ladies' night at karaoke tonight, and that's where I'll be heading.
Oh, okay.
So, so let me just give you a little bit of background what happened earlier today. So, as you know, in the chat, some of you know that last summer I was in the UK for several weeks, and I made plenty of friends over there. So I've been trying to gather information because I love allegedly.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
allegedly. No, I was there. But
just practicing.
Oh no, I wrote everything down. So I'm a little bit more organized than I was on Petrol Show because all that information I had gotten like literally like within like half an hour before she went live. So
okay. Go on. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So yeah, no. So I got my allegedly down. So I've written everything out and I organized everything. So bear with me. So just to give you the background, I love to do research. In high school, I used to make money on the side writing people's term papers. It's just a little thing I like to do. So I always like to dig into articles and find the actual source. So I'm going to do a setup here so that you understand, Baron. So remember a couple days ago, we were talking in the chat and you were saying, why can't people do like a class action a lawsuit against the media groups?
Yes.
So my friend explained to me that this is actually what this is going on. So there are more, this is how she explained to me. There are more than 8 claimants in this court case, even including the estate of the late George Michaels. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Okay. So what the court decided to do is to take 4 out of this group of claimants and a sample of each of their cases to cover the time span and allegations of all the claimants together. So once this court case is done, whatever judgment will be given to each of the claimants. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So out of 148 articles of Harry, they took 33. Okay. So that's a setup. The other little piece of juice that I got that I didn't know that my friend gave me was Harry's attorney, and I can never pronounce his name, so I'm just going to call him Harry's attorney.
Sherborne.
Sure, yeah, that. He, back in the Levinson trials, inquiries, he represented 51 of the claimants in there, Harry's attorney. Really? So her theory, which I agree with, is that is how he was able, as one of the head barristers and also involved, and I'm sure some of his clients settled, is able to get the information from William's settlement. Because you can, in the UK court, she explained to me, you can ask for specific informations of findings and final results of court cases and settlements if it pertains to yours. It'll, part of it'll be redacted, but you can request it and that judge can grant it.
So
So
let me ask you
basically,
then,
yeah.
just for a little clarity. So are you saying because of the settlement for William that that has inadvertently but inevitably helped Harry's case?
Not exactly.
Okay.
Because Harry's attorney, his barrister, probably settled some of those 51 claimants, he is allowed to petition the judge in sealed cases for parts of evidence and final findings, or whatever the barrister ruled, out of sealed cases, to bring forth as evidence if it's needed for a current open case. So kind of like, let
Right.
me explain it this way.
Yes.
In the United, yeah. So like in the United States, if somebody commits a crime and they have a juvie record, the attorney can request the juvie records, the juvenile records, even though they're sealed, to show a past pattern or behavior.
Right. Well, that's why I
Yeah.
said it seems like because Williams settled that case, that if there was any records of that case that's being used at this time to bolster Harry's case, then it seems like that kind of inadvertently helps out Harry's case, right? I mean,
It
that's
does. It does. So it's
okay.
sealed and closed to the public, but an attorney or a barrister can request certain aspects of different closed cases if it is usable or if it's compatible with a current case they're bringing to the high court. Make
I
sense?
love it. I love it.
Okay. So here we go. So let me go over here to my other notes. So today, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And she knows there was an article that came out, and let me go to the title. The title was Prince Harry's legal case proves that he was right all along about royal family media leaks. Okay. And so through the
Right.
article, you read it through, and there was a link. So the attorney for MGN, or the Mirror, I'll just say the Mirror, his name is Andrew Green. Okay. And he has released a statement or whatever to the Times, which I do not subscribe to Times. I'm not paying for it. So I had to go through like other backdoor online things to get information. And I went to my friend and she hooked me up. And with my VPN, we got some info. I can actually see stuff in the UK that we actually don't see here at all.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yes. So in that case, he wrote a statement. Let me see here. Where is it? Um, in the case here, it says, as and now, one member, so this is a statement that he presented today, but then basically, let me break. So this morning was his attorney's final part of the closing argument. They broke for lunch, and now the defendants, the Mirror, has to, this is how their court case, they have to give a reason for every claim. So they have to rebut every claim. They don't get an opening argument, they rebut every claim. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
he presented today, Andrew Green, that they also have a statement, a witness statement, which I guess will be read next week, of one member of the Royal Rota confirm that the Duke of Sussex already told us and was correct. So I wonder which Rota jumped ship. So that was presented today by that. So I was like, okay, well, let me look over and let me go. I'm not going to Times. I'm going to find it another way. So my friend provided me a link. So in the BBC, I don't know, I couldn't get it through regular Google. I had to use her link. It's called BBC Legal or BBC Law. And they have two court reporters that put out mini articles or mini statements every hour, every half an hour of what is actually being said live in the courtroom. Kind of it, think of it as here in the US like a police log. No, just very factual.
Right, right.
Okay. So here is what came out today. Okay. Let me go down through here. Let's see here. So they broke for lunch. They came back for lunch. And so the mirror's tactic for this, for their defense, is that they didn't get things through unlawful methods. It was leaked by people here, there, whatever, and they're starting to name names. So they gave two examples today, and I'll read to you exactly what the statement says today. Let me see here. There's more than 600 claims that have been brought forward, totaling 100 million pounds. So not 2,000, 600 claims just for the mirror, totaling 100 million pounds. Okay. And it states here, and then a couple days ago, I can't remember where I saw it or read it, but Harry's attorney had accused corruption to the highest form. Well, the MGM board took offense to that and released a statement stating that they were not aware and they were just going on the words of all the editors, and that they are following this court case closely. And at the end of this court case, they're going to clean house. Okay, so that was put out thing. So now, fast forward to today. So now Mr. Barrister Green, he writes on here, let me see here. Where did I have it? So at the end of Harry's argument today, Harry's opening statement argument, his attorney threw a bombshell, because they've been saying this whole time that it's too late, it's past the time frame, you did this too late, this, that, and the other. And so his last statement, that he said that Harry has excruciating circumstances for not knowing that he should have had a claim in 2011 when the Levinson inquiry happened, and in 2015 when they settled the court case with the phone hacking of that poor little young girl that passed away, because he was active duty in Afghanistan, and he was not here in the UK to get updated information, and that's why he relied on what family was telling him, and they hid it from him. So, and they didn't tell him those. So they can't use that argument. So now his barristers are trying to throw out the other two claims of the two actresses, the one that was on Coronation Street and the wife or ex-wife of the ex-football player or whatever. They're attacking them by saying they're out of the timeline, they're out of the timeline, they're out of the timeline. Okay. But he said in his argument today, let's see here, that the items were not found unlawfully, but they used third-party information, including professionals in electoral roll, which I think they meant electronic roll, registers of birth, registers of death, registers of marriage, and company houses, which I think in the US that would mean like clearing houses, like data information, and all of that is public information. But I mean, I don't know the law over there, but here it don't matter. You can go on someone and look for their birth certificate, death certificate, but if you use that in the process of committing a crime or putting it out there, you still liable because you paid for it. You gave that information out, but I don't know how it's working over there.
Well,
and then
well, I was going to say that, and the whole spirit of the tort law, which is the foundation of the British legal system, is but for the fact XYZ, this would not have happened. So it's not just a matter of them coming across this, but the impact of it was how it affected Harry's life. And of course, the whole idea of the case is to find that they were responsible for the hardships, not only that they caused for Prince Harry, but for the rest of the claimants. So it really comes down to but for the fact. And where Harry's concerned, the fact that he was away in the military, I don't know if the system is different over there, but certain things that are legally pending for someone that is active duty is put on hold until they
Exactly.
return back to civilian life.
And it also rebuts their claim of this was giant, widespread over the media. There's no way he couldn't have known.
Uh-oh, did you get disconnected? I hope you're still there. Maybe you muted your phone. But if it's not
I'm here,
working,
I'm here, I'm
oh,
here, I'm
okay.
here. Sorry, I did screenshots. So I was trying
Oh,
to like go
okay.
over to the screenshot. I'm on my phone. I was trying to go over to the screenshot so I can read to you the statement. But I'll just go through the whatever the log and do it this way. All right. So these were in his actual words. Okay. The barrister said third parties included private investigators, freelance journalists, expertise in using electoral rolls and electronic rolls, registers for the birth, death, and marriage, and company houses were used for plainly not unlawful activity. Okay. There was absolutely nothing unlawful about searches for public accessible material. Okay. And then he threw this bomb. Hold on. It says here the barrister previously said the publisher denies 28 of the 35 claims. Remember, that's Harry's sample group. The
Hmm.
other five of the outside the 28 up to 35, they're not admitting or denying. They just kind of left them hanging out there. Claim involving unlawful information gathering, and they have not admitted anything on the other five. The subjects of the 28 articles in Harry's case includes relationships with his family, ex-girlfriend Chelsea Davis, few injuries, illnesses, and his military service and alleged drug use. Mr. Green also said that the stories have come, and this is what he is going to prove in court, from a range of sources, including information disclosed by royal households, other royals, freelance journalists, and news agencies, as well as confidential sources with extensive royal contacts. So they're going to start naming names.
Hmm.
And then he gave two of the articles he rebutted. So this is going back. This is what the barrister said. This has to do with Harry's 18th birthday, where he was gifted a pair of golf clubs from his uncle. Okay. Discussing with one Mirror article which discussed plans for Harry's 18th birthday in 2002 and that he was given golf clubs by his uncle. The Mirror said this information came from an on the record interview given by the PA News Associate, which is the press associate, but here we call it the Associated Press. Okay. The
Okay.
barrister said the interview was arranged by the claimant's advisors and that the then Prince of Wales and his PR advisor, Mark Bolan, to mark his 18th birthday and was part of a PR exercise, not least to rehabilitate his image after his earlier involvement with drug taking. So right there, he just pointed out that in that article, it was Prince Charles, his PR person, Mark Bolan, and some PR advisor. They did like an interview. Charles did an interview explaining all of these things and what was going to go on, and this and that. But the interview never went live. Like it was never published. But they ended up
Okay.
getting, yeah. But they ended up getting those interview tapes. Okay. Okay. Mr. Green later said that the information for a 2009 article in the Daily Mirror about the Duke's alleged relationships also came from the PR in a phone call and reports prior that was in the public domain. So he's denying it. So he threw already out Mark Bolan. He already threw out Prince Charles, or King Charles, sorry. King Charles is as giving this information. And that's where they dropped it at. That's how they ended it. So they're letting the whole royal family, all of these reporters, all of these secret confidential associates, people who sold stuff for money, sitting all weekend because they just dropped two names in two different articles. And they already said that they're going to be presenting evidence of household royals, the other royal family. So they're going to be naming names come Monday.
Hmm. Well, and that's where what is it? The Daily Beast. Prince Harry prepares to turn the screws on Charles, Camilla, and William in court, and of course that will include all the people that are associated with them, that like Mark Bolan.
So in the time frame from Petals podcast I was in to now, I've been on the phone and I've got some more tea. We starting to get the fallout.
Mm-hmm.
So you ready for this?
Come
This is
on.
all new. This is all new. You know, back in the day at MTV, and like I think they do it on Real Housewives, and I think for people in the UK, Love Island, they have like the confessional booth.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna give you who just dropped a little confessional on their YouTube channel because I don't want the squatties and stuff going over there and giving this person's views.
Okay.
The none other than Miss Lady C, Lady Colin Campbell, dropped today on her little podcast for her little subscribers that she has decided to settle her case with the Mirror. And that's all she's going to say about that because she has a future court date coming up in the High Court that her barrister has to submit the final agreement of the settlement. So, isn't that
Wait a minute.
something?
So Lady
hmm
C is in litigation right
She
now?
she had put in a claim, I guess, way back then, and she has decided to settle. So
Hmm.
all of the trash she talks about Meghan and Harry on her channel and everything else, and she over there filling her own pockets and settling and getting her own money. But she decided to confess about it today that she had a claim and she has decided to settle and she can't say nothing more about it because her barrister has a future court date to submit the final settlement agreement. Isn't that something? They're scared because she
Wow.
didn't have to say it because that would have been sealed. They scared. They're starting to jump ship now, and so because they don't want their name thrown out in the tabloids and their names given up. So she was the
Wow. And
first. She's the first fallout of this afternoon's statement from Andrew Green that they're gonna start naming names and sources and everything else.
it's
Since
only May the 12th, so they have little short of a month before Harry is in the witness box.
That's why I said next week's gonna be crazy. I also found out another source. There was an article about Princess Diana in 1996 when Harry was 12 years old about him feeling sad and depressed, and her about that it's one part of one of his claims. That was also leaked today in court. That the information came from their gardener who was sick, Patty the royal gardener who was sick at the time. Dropped that information to a Mirror investigator. So they're
Hmm.
starting to name names. They're starting to name names. Okay. So I'm like, mm,
Not
This the
exactly a
rats. The
typical
rats are jumping ship. You got one royal rat submitting a statement, and their name will be revealed next week that Harry was correct and true, and they got their information from inside the house and from who? They already named Mark Bolan. They already named King Charles. They already named the gardener. Next week's gonna be
wow.
crazy. Next week's gonna be crazy.
And I thought it was just going to be like a little dull thing here and there until June, but I can see it's going to be anything but that.
So, right. So what my friend explained to me is, so in the opening argument, so now the other side, I guess the defendants, the mayor, will rebut each of the claims, and then that's when Harry and the other claimants come up and provide their actual witness. So basically, all of this was talked about, stated, some stuff read into the record, but then now the evidence will start coming out in June. And that's going to be for all the claimants, for Harry, for Hugh Grant, because Hugh Grant's set is different.
Yeah,
For Hugh Grant, yeah.
I saw
So
that.
it's going to be crazy.
Did you see
Then,
that? Mhm.
no, go ahead. What were we
No, I
saying?
was going to say, did you see that tweet from Pierce Morgan of Hugh Grant?
Yes.
He posted
Uh,
his mugshot.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From when he got, and you know what? I wonder how he got caught with that prostitute. They were probably hacking his phone back then.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
whatever Miss, what they called her, Foxy Brown or something Brown. I remember because then the UK media, I remember from back then, they like dolled her up and had her like in a suit and were parading around on the news. Because I remember seeing that back then. Because that was big news.
yeah.
And then in some other
Very
tea,
interesting.
I got some other tea for you if you're ready.
Come on.
Okay. One of the reasons, and this is from a separate source that I cannot name, but this person is in the very know. Harry got in there Friday morning and he stayed over in the Windsor property. They didn't tell me where. But they said before Eugenie and all of them went out to dinner, they all had stopped by and saw Harry. And Eugenie, Beatrice, their husband, and Lady Louisa all brought gifts for Prince Archie and Prince Lilibeth for Harry to take back home, including some gifts from Kate that William did not know about. And that's part of the reason why he was irritated the next morning, because that's when he found out.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, 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 allegedly. Yep.
Mm.
Isn't that
Mm.
something? So the younger royals are like,
Very,
forget
very
this.
interesting.
The younger royals are like, forget this. We're gonna hang out with our family members. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
was also,
being a
and
part
why
of that,
not? They're cousins. You know what I mean?
being a
They're
part of
babies.
that, being a part of that family, the duality of being in that very public space and the small talk, and the body language that goes with it. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure that when they feel safe that there's not cameras around, everything is like another dimension in terms of the
Of
way they
course.
relate to one another. So it
And
is
I
like it's
see, yeah.
very performative when they're at the Westminster Abbey or on a
And I'm seeing
balcony.
a divide from the younger royals to the older royals. You know what I mean? The older
Hmm.
royals are sticking to the never complain, the whole public persona. We're not talking to them, but and the younger royals are like, yeah, we're gonna do this behind your back. This is what we're gonna do to
Yeah,
mend
and they could
bridges.
not
And why not?
they could not be they could not be excited about the idea that at some point their destinies are going to be tied into William's whims.
Hmm.
So if
I
I was
agree.
them, I would try to stick close to my American cousins because
Hmm.
you never know when you might need them.
Exactly. You might need to escape yourself and move into one of them bedrooms in Montecito.
Right,
And then you'll
right,
be happy with 19 bathrooms because you won't have to share with one of the kids.
right.
Another statement that I saw, and we haven't seen it here, but I saw it in an article because I used my VPN. So Jack, or whichever one is Beatrice's husband,
The
released this,
bartender.
the bartender. He released a statement saying that it was not his intention to make Harry walk alone, but he was showing respect for Harry because he is the son of the king and he is in fifth line in succession before Beatrice. And so when they stopped at the cardinal, that's why he hung back, because it's proper protocol for him and his wife, especially him who doesn't have a title, to walk behind Harry. So it wasn't intentional.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay,
didn't
so
think anything of it because I, as a matter of fact, when I saw them walking in, at a certain point, I'm just like, oh, they're not in the right procession. And it's just like, as a layperson, I spot that right away. And then all of a sudden, they went into their
Hmm.
rightful formations as they progressed into the Abbey.
And everyone was saying, "Oh, well, Eugenie, walked in front of him." But there is video on YouTube of another angle, and you can see Harry telling her to go ahead of him, and he puts his hands like down low, like a belly, like
Right,
basically saying, "You go first, go up the steps. You go first, go in. You're pregnant." You know what I mean? And that's
right.
why I told her to go ahead of him.
Which
Go
is what
ahead.
he had done with Megan on so many occasions. I think the courtiers were like, so and so, you're at this and that. Harry goes first, and then you see Harry almost push her up front, like, no, you go
Hmm.
first.
Nope, you go first.
Everything changed when they
Exactly.
got there. So I'm sure she was getting instructions from the courtiers, and then as soon as they were out on their, walkabout or whatever, or receiving line, Harry's like, you go first. So
Exactly. So I have, and then I'm going to leave you with an allegedly theory of mine. Okay.
okay.
I used to be married into a family that was very similar to what the royal family is there, but
Hmm.
here in the United States. Like, and I'm talking WASP. I was the first interracial marriage in their family's lineage in 250 years.
A New England
Okay.
family?
Yes.
Okay.
His great ancestor came over with William Penn.
Okay.
Okay. So there would be, I would say there would, I would be, I guess, U.S. aristocracy. Okay. So I
Okay.
understand and I sympathize with Megan because that's a hard road. But in
Oh,
that, and
honey.
yeah,
Oh,
and they
honey.
were German. They were German and Irish. So imagine that I'm Latina and they're German and Irish.
Okay.
But that picture, of all the working royals with
Uh-huh.
all the older people on there, I'm gonna tell you what that setup is for. This is my theory. One of the things that
Okay.
happened in our marriage was we had a lot of older people in the family, including my former mother-in-law, because she had my ex-husband late in life. Since there isn't anything big coming after the coronation, all those older people, those are gonna be royal funerals to grab the media and things of state
Oh.
as they start dying off. Because if they're working royals, then they have to do a whole funeral procession by the state and everything else to stay relevant. That's my theory.
Yeah. Yeah, because the really the next big thing is Charles or Camilla dying, and I don't see much ratings for Camilla. So
No, I think
um
it's gonna be Gloucester because what he's 80 something or 90 something. Well, and then Princess Alexandra, who they were posting up like she was a mannequin or a wax figure.
uh-huh.
I'm telling you, it's those older ones, and those are gonna be of the state. Watch, and they're gonna do big, processions and presentations and da 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 to stay, make it all pompous and blah, you
And
know.
truthfully, they barely held the interest of anyone with Prince Philip's funeral. There were people who complained
Well,
about the
and that was also during
disruption.
COVID too, so they were on
Right.
lockdown too. So that's a little bit
Yeah.
different,
But
I think,
still,
in my
they it
opinion.
was
But yeah, people
they
complained.
tried to whip up this frenzied sympathy for Philip, and people just weren't buying it. Novara Media, Ash Sakur rather, she
Oh,
she
did
and
you see the
whoever
video
the other
today?
person.
Did you see their video today on Nirvana
I
about
didn't watch
the
it.
sewage? Oh Lord, the
No,
sewage
that
in the
one I know
water.
I didn't see it.
You gotta watch it. They flash in their water like at the beaches of they actually flash pads on the screen floating in the water, the beach water, and she goes off on the person they're representing the water company. You gotta see it. It's good. It's juicy.
Yeah, and and
It's
and
juicy.
they privatized the water service, and
Mm-hmm.
so whereas you could have the accountability of a publicly owned entity, instead of having this privately owned, And whenever it rains, even if it's not necessary, they use that as an excuse to release raw sewage right into
Eight
the ocean.
800 times a day, they said. 800 times a day. Oh, you got, and the panel's amazing. It's her, and then it's somebody from the world, and it's the dude from LBC, and then
Uh-huh.
it's another lady, and it's a four people panel, and it's in front of a live audience. So you'll love it. It's really, really good.
Oh,
It's really,
okay. I
really
gotta
good.
watch that then. But yeah, I love Novara Media. They
So if you, yeah,
mhm.
go ahead.
No,
No,
I
go
was
ahead, go
gonna
ahead.
say that they're very good at cutting through all of the hyperbole and all that kind of stuff. They're very good at that.
They are. So if you guys like this, I know on Petrol's podcast, everyone's like, you need to come back and do this. So what I did in between that time too, I also, please, if you're from the UK, please let me know if this is the right form. I filed a UK form EX 107 with the High Court, which is a public request for daily transcripts. And it takes 7 days. I got to be approved. I don't know if I'm going to be approved because I'm a US citizen, not a UK citizen. But if I am approved, I will get emailed at the end of the day, daily typed up transcripts. But if not, like I said, I have my friend, my source, and she's going to give me the daily log links of what is said every day. So we don't have to worry about what the media puts out, because I already seen part of the narrative already twisted, especially about Harry and the 18th birthday. They're trying to say it was Harry's PA that had the information. That no, it wasn't. I'm looking at the court, transcripts from the reporters. Like, yeah, no, it wasn't. But they're already trying to change they're using social media. I've seen it like on different podcasters. And I'll be like, no, that's not what was said. So they're twisting it already. But I will definitely put everything together, make it more concise. Hopefully, and what I can do
Excellent.
is type it up for you, Baron. I'm going to type it up for Pedal, and then I have your email, and I'll get something, and then I can email it to you guys, and you guys can just like read it up on, like a screenshot
Okay.
as
I'm
I
glad you
find
said
out. As
email. That's a reminder for me to check it.
Yeah, you need to check your emails. I emailed you back in March when I was when in January when I was in Chicago. Camara said I was going to take you to lunch. You never answered me back. I said that thing went in his spam. He didn't even answer me. He probably like, who is this crazy person
I
from
don't
YouTube?
look at it that often. That's the thing is I don't look at it that often.
Yeah, but so I did that. So it's supposedly this court trial is public. My friend is gonna try. She's off next. She's gonna try and go to the court and be one of the people sitting up in the balcony listening. She's so I love her so much. So she's gonna try and do that. But that way we're not getting half truths or no info like today. There was
Hmm.
really no info about this. Like you posted, it was ABC stuff. It's the local, just like the apology that was leaked by Newsweek here in America before the UK said anything about it. Then they were like, oh, I guess we got to talk about it.
Yeah, they're just not sure what they want to talk about, but they pretty much don't want to address anything if they can avoid it. But as they said, with Harry being present, it is going to force them to tell the story however they tell it. It's going to force them
Hmm.
to face it and report it in some form or fashion with the usual bias, but they don't really have a choice with that because it
Of
is
course, when he hits
news
his
story.
stand. And so, in my theory, and this is my theory, my opinion, allegedly, see some of the young people in the chat, because I'm from a little bit younger than you, but from your era. So people forget everything wasn't digitalized back then. When I had my little Nokia and everything, remember we used to get our phone bill and there would be a call log on there with every phone
Hmm.
number. Because remember that back in the day, that's how you caught somebody cheating. Who are you calling at 3 in the morning when you're supposed
Exactly.
to be here with me? Okay, remember that? So I know here in the United States, I don't know the UK. Here in the United States, telecommunications keep those files for 50 years. But I am sure that over there, whatever, M5, M6, whatever, they can access those records. I'm sure the royal family, those were, business phones. You know what I mean? Their
Exactly.
cell phones are business phone. Like they did Miss Angela, and they call her phone off. They're like, that belongs to the firm.
Yeah, and
So,
remember Megan's phone. Megan's
mhm.
phone. They had what was that they did to her phone where she couldn't save emails or she couldn't save
Yeah,
text?
and she couldn't send like screenshots. Remember, she couldn't send
Right,
screenshots to her friends in America. It would be removed and deleted. So I'm
right.
telling you, they're gonna show up there with some no.
Yeah, there's definitely some technology out there that they can apply when they choose to do so. Absolutely. Um, I can't hear you right now, so I'm not sure if you're doing a screenshot again or something like that. But if you're still there, or if not, uh, yep, I am not getting any sound from you right now.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Oh,
My phone's
okay.
turned off. I said
Yes.
sorry. I said all they have to do is, remember back then, and when you would check your voicemail or you on your phone or from like your house line, because that's when we had landlines too. It would tell you on the call log incoming call to voicemail and the phone number. All they got to do is take those call logs and cross-reference those phone numbers to the Daily Mirror's landline desk phones. There you go.
And even with the idea, okay, so they were saying that, well, this is something that was known that you had to change the pin, you manually changed it, otherwise it was at a factory setting. But there were different phone companies, and
Well, a lot of my
in some of
friends,
the
and
statements from
they
yesterday, you had to ask the person or you had to find out which carrier or which, phone carrier they had
right,
so that you would know which
right,
particular preset pin to use. So that right there
yep,
is no accident that that
nope.
information was
my
gathered. It
friend
wasn't.
my friend
Mhm.
said that her and her sisters, they didn't know it wasn't done like it was done here in the United States. Because I remember, I have, first of all, I have all of my phones from back in the day. I still got my Sprint analog phone, big one where you pull up the antenna, you flip on. I got my Mio,
Uh-huh.
the one you plug in the car that came in a bag.
Right.
I still have all of those phones. But here in the States, when you went to your provider, Sprint, T-Mobile, whatever, they would tell you back then and those, they were considered analog phones. Make sure you go in and change your voicemail pin code. So this says, my friend said in the UK, they didn't know that. When they
No.
got their phone and they opened up and they said your pin code is 1234, that's what they would use. They weren't instructed to change it by the provider, whoever they bought their cell phone from. And
Well,
that's how they were able to access all this stuff, because they weren't instructed to do that.
Well, like I just said yesterday, that even some of the home surveillance, even some of the baby monitors and stuff that they sell, people still don't change the flipping pin code.
No, you let me tell you
And
what's
so
up. You know
people
what
who
else?
knows, mhm.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. So people,
No, I was going to say people that know this vulnerability still actively monitor people's movements within their house and then even stream it on the internet for other
oh
people to
yes.
see.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like they had there's actually there was like I guess I forgot what they call themselves, but this person would actually try to figure out where this person is located or how to hijack the system themselves and say, excuse me," and the person in the house is looking around like, what is, they don't know, but that is this crusader or
Mm-hmm.
crusaders that actually identify people whose home surveillance is being streamed and they don't even know it. They
Exactly.
might find the person by a license plate. They may see a local news program or something like that and say, oh, okay, that person is in Vermont or that person is in
Mm-hmm.
wherever. And that is
Yep.
how they find them. So even today, there is still people that don't change the PIN code. And that was a vulnerability that was left for the consumer as recently as probably months ago that I know of, and probably still continues. Some products will tell you to change it, some products will say nothing. And
Yep.
people are on the internet streaming your bedroom, your living
Mm-hmm.
room, your driveway, your neighbor's
Yep.
house through your webcams.
Yep. And I saw you state that yesterday, and I stayed in the comment, and I know this for a fact because a personal experience with my parents. Another big one that people don't realize they need to change the PIN code is their automatic garage door opener. So your
Oh,
little clicker and the garage door, the little big boot that's inside that opens your garage, that's set to a basic plane. You have to, when they install it, you have to go in that boot, or if you already have one, listen up. You have to take that boot off and change it. It looks like, you remember back in the day, the suitcase and briefcases that you have to, the little rolly code.
yes,
You
I've
have to
seen
change the
that
code. Okay,
before.
you have to change
Yes.
that code, and then also change it on your clicker. Open up the clicker and change it on the inside. Because if not, that's universal. So anybody can go down a street of a suburban thing and use their clicker and hit and start opening everybody's garage doors.
Uh-huh. Yep, absolutely.
And like I
Absolutely.
never know that. Like I only knew that because my parents had theirs got damaged in a storm and they had to get it, fixed and put back. And the installer told me, you're still on the factory setting. You need, and my parents like, wait, what? We didn't even know we had to do that.
Yeah.
And he was
Well,
like, yeah,
Leslie,
anybody can
thank
drive
you
by.
so much. I am going to continue. You have been a wealth of knowledge, and I'm going to look forward to the additional information.
Oh, well, Ben, I just thank you. I just thank
Okay.
you and the squatties for the opportunity to speak the truth.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
You
And
have a wonderful day, and
you
I'm going
have
to
brought a
listen
lot
to
of
it.
clarity to a very complicated thing because there's so many layers to it.
It
And
is.
I feel so much more well informed thanks to you.
Well, now we know when things come out, and you know what? And you know what, Baron? Like I said, I'll send you an email today, and I'll put my name, Leslie F, in the subject, so you have my direct email. And if there's anything that you're coming across your research and stuff that you're gonna put in your slide that looks suspect, or you're like, I don't know, send it my way. I will do a deep dive and figure it out. I have access to a lot of things on the internet and a lot of research and a lot of different programs and stuff. And like I said, I have a VPN, so I can view it from Australia. I can view it from the UK. I can view it from Canada and see what the different news organizations are saying and get you the real facts.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that.
And happy Mother's Day to all the squatty mothers in the house. It's on Sunday.
Yes.
And much love and thank you for this opportunity, Baron. You have a wonderful, blessed weekend.
Thank you. You as well. Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
Outstanding. I tell you, the Sussex squad, when the squad squads, you know what I'm saying? When the squad is squatting, what an unstoppable force. A bunch of thank yous up here. Let me see. All right. All right. Knowledge should be universal. Thank you for the sharing, Leslie. Let me see. Um, Dorothy Ross says Leslie is a good person to go to if you need to get help. Amen to that. Jennifer Smith says, thanks, Leslie, for the and the very same to you. Thank you for all you do. Excellent. Very, very cool. All right. Wow, for some of you guys, Mother's Day is already tomorrow, isn't it? Because it's already the next day. Oh, wow. Well, okay, I know that it's on a different day in the UK, right? So, are there any other countries that celebrate Mother's Day this coming Sunday, or is it just the US? Wasn't sure about that. Okay, so to continue with this, Pierce Morgan is a treacherous little thing with inferiority complex who thinks Alex Beresford has no right to an opinion about his obsession over Meghan Markle. He clearly never respected Alex as a colleague or friend. She went there. I wager Alex Beresford would have wiped the floor with him, which is what we said yesterday. But yeah, in case you guys don't know, Piers Morgan was on a BBC, a BBC interview with that guy who allowed the royal family and the institution to coerce him into changing or editing a video about the two brothers recently. Well, last year, sometimes I think. So he's not anyone who will ever receive a Profile and Courage Award, as far as I'm concerned. But Pierce Morgan went on this big rant about Alex Beresford, saying that he stormed out of the studio because he wasn't sure that. Oh, Joan Lawman, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so much for that. You know, I'm getting very nervous about this because for some reason, um, it doesn't highlight as well. It's like a paler tone on the what is it? The StreamYard. And so you can barely see it now for some reason. I don't know if I did something to the settings, but thank you so much for that. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Thank you kindly for that. Happy Friday to you. But yeah, I'm so glad I caught that. I'm like, gosh, how many of people have slipped past me? But yeah, so that is what Dr. Shola is responding to. And then here you can see golden carriages, a controversial crown, and South African diamonds. A king with a $2 billion personal fortune who is exempt from inheritance tax. It's 2023. Nobody with a progressive bone in their body could be comfortable with this obscene lavishness. So that was Suzanne Breen, who posted that. And I actually had this yesterday or 2 days ago and I forgot to use it, but there it is. And then here, this is how the weekend is going to start. This is how they're closing out the work week. One day, my son and grandson, all this will be yours. So they have a spread in the Express. They have a spread in the Daily Fail. And I think there's a spread in the Telegraph or some other paper. But all of these pages of tomorrow's newspapers or today's newspapers for some of you guys is going to feature this newly released image of the newly crowned king, the heir, and the other heir. And so, yeah, that is how they're going to enter the weekend, is by more of the propaganda. So obviously they could have released these photos sooner, but they chose not to do that. They decided to release it today for whatever reason. I guess they're trying to stretch out whatever positive news that they have received from the because let's see, it's been tomorrow will be a week already. It's been what, 7 days, 6, 7 days since the coronation. So yeah, they want to stretch this out. They want to ride it out. And then here, maybe you haven't seen this photo before, but there is Prince Harry. Seems as though he's glancing over at William, and William, who, consider everything we've just heard, William seems to be totally knackered, exhausted. He's sleeping. His father is being crowned. What is this, the 41st, the 42nd, 43rd crowning of a king, ascension of a king, or monarch, should I say? And William is asleep, knocked out, could not be bothered. How about that? Make that make sense. All for Sussex says, thank you so much for that, for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, okay. I see there's a star next to it. That star is not big enough, though. Yeah, on my screen, I see a little star next to the super stickers. Still not a baby boomer friendly notification, but I'll just have to try to look out for it. Um, and then, of course, there is Charles. This uh, AI generated stuff is going to get so out of hand so fast. But what I love about this is even though the AI created this image, they still remembered to make his hands look like deployed airbags. His hands look like airbags on full deployment. So they did not neglect to do that. So if Charles was not the king, maybe in another universe he would be BB King, CC King. I don't know. I could not imagine Charles as a blues guitarist. I mean, oh my God. Could you imagine the lyrics of CC King? Oh my God, Camilla. Oh my God. They've ruined another suit. Oh my God, Camilla. Camilla, they've thrown eggs. Oh my God, Camilla. I beg that those eggs are organic. I mean, there's so much you can say about that. But yeah, so there you go. Let me see here. Oh, uh huh. Really? Oh, okay. Yeah, I looked at Leslie F just left me a comment in private chat. Interesting. Uh yeah. I don't want to think about her though. I avoid her. I appreciate it, but I don't want to think about that person. I don't want to kill my buzz, but um yeah. But thank you so much for that. But that would ruin my buzz. I hate to do this to you guys because now you're gonna be like, think about what? Well, yes, that is a buzz killer. That is absolutely a buzz killer. But thank you so much. So, and then of course they have used it to. Oh, there you are, right there. You put it here. Yes, that she kills my buzz, Leslie. She kills my buzz. But I'll just leave it there for anyone who's interested in it. I'm gonna. I could be anywhere doing anything, and if I see that face and that sloppy, drooling mouth of hers, making up stuff, it just kills my buzz. Woo! That's just the one person that well, actually two people. And it's interesting that I would compare Scammy with Donald Trump, but the both of them, oh my goodness. I mean, it just takes all the wind out of my sails. Oh, but what was I talking about? Yeah, so anyway, this is AI of Joe Biden as a Jedi Knight, which is pretty cool. Uh, Let me see, Leslie F. We did not do anything with the Markles here. A trigger for it. It truly is. It truly is. It's just like, where's the oxygen? Where's the oxygen when I need it? Oh, let's see. And then this is so cute. God save my son. This is, of course, the Queen, and that is one of those Banksy inspired art pieces. And who knows, it may actually be a Banksy. But yes, God save my son. Um, which is why the queen held on so tight for so long, is because of the idea that as soon as she goes, there comes the downward spiral as soon as she goes. So we are seeing the signs of it right now, because the activity surrounding the idea of the nation becoming a real true republic, well, we see how that's happening. And of course, this is not AI, this is the real deal. There is young Prince Harry. He's looking every bit a king. And there is William. Even at that time, William seems to be preoccupied with, is Harry getting more attention? Is Harry, I mean, Harry is literally standing there like a soldier. He's standing there like a soldier. And William, he may as well still be asleep. It's like he was asleep then and he's asleep now. He's going to sleep his way to the, oh gosh, that sounds weird, but he is going to go to the throne with little or no interest in anything, especially the environment. And it's okay. A, a very flat and mediocre rise to the top. That is his future. All he has to do is wait patiently for his father to transition, and then he'll be on the throne. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. I cannot wait to see how it all unravels, if it's not going to happen before he reaches the throne. TB, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. And then here, kings are made, not born. Harry is a king. So, yes, there you have it. Kings are made, not born. Love that. And I agree with that. Harry has been forged into a true leader. And while he may not have subjects, he has the love and respect of millions of people all over the world. And I could not be more proud of him. I feel like so some of us in the older generation have adopted Harry, as we recall his birth, and of course all of the trials and tribulations he's been through. So yes, I agree with that. Kings are made, not born. Harry is a king. And let's see, Cassie Lee, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Friday to you. And let me see here. I think I'm just about there. Oh, how adorable is that? Rachel Zane. There is little baby Rachel Zane. Now, I think that this is one of those AI things. I really do think this is AI, because of how, everything looks so super flawless. But like I said, the AI is here. It's not going anywhere. And we are going to see. Now, if I haven't used it myself, but I have to tell you how it works. I'm told that you just ask the computer to generate images based on your description. So what if Megan was, I'm going to guess 3 years old, 4 years old, as a lawyer in a black suit, and then the AI does the rest. That is how I understand it. Either way, that is super cute. And yeah, I love it. And very, very cute. So again, you'll see more of this in the near future. And then congrats to Sasha Obama, who graduated from University of Southern California today. Congratulations, Sasha Obama, a graduate of the University of Southern California. Yes. Okay. And let me see, what else do we have here? Uh, okay, and I think that was it. Yes, that's it. That's it. I am done. I am done, done, done. Thank you very much, you guys. A little over an hour, but that's cool. Much appreciation to the Leslie F for the information. Also to the moderators for keeping us a safe space. Thank you all for your generous contributions to support Royal Sussex. And of course, let me see here. Um, yeah, let me see. Let me go over. Oh, I'm going to have to go and find our queens. Going to have to go and find our queens. There we go. And of course, we are here to preserve the memory of the people's princess, the Queen of Hearts. And we are also here to help protect the daughter of the other queen, Queen Doria. So thank you very much to the queens. And of course, happy Mother's Day in advance to the queens. Charlene Bates, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for being a member of Royal Sussex. Yes, isn't that? I love that. Sasha Obama. Ha, ha. Wow, she has really blossomed into such a beautiful young lady. Very, very beautiful. Look at those cheekbones. Gorgeous, gorgeous skin, gorgeous cheekbones. And now she has a degree. So, very, very cool. Let me see. Let me see here. That means the Obamas are down the street. Bye, everybody. Bye, everywhere. Well, let me see. That what time was that? Okay, you might see them. You might actually see them if they're having some type of reception, because I can't remember exactly what time I posted, but I did it just before I went on. So, yeah, go for it. If they're having any type of reception, you may actually see them. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? Thank you, Teresa McDougall. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Oh, Kim, thank you so much for the super chat, Baron. Whatever show we wake up to tomorrow. Now, that is a question that I cannot wait to see answered is what is going to happen tomorrow? Well, it is the weekend, right? So it's not a work week. And so, in terms of like official stuff happening with the government in regards to the royals, maybe not so much. However, and that's what I was curious about the release of that photo, because in American politics, the White House in particular, whenever they want to hide something, they have what they call the Friday afternoon news dump, or is it Friday evening news dump? And so I'm like, anytime they release information on a Friday, always second guess the motivation, because that is a real thing. Presidents have done it for a long time. It's stuff that they want people to hash out over the weekend, and hopefully by Monday it will be long since forgotten. So that's why I was curious, why did they wait till Friday to release those photos, which surely were available the day of the coronation? So don't know why. Lambert Charles, thank you so much for being here. Thanks, Baron, for today's class. I'm sorry, it was worth the undivided attention. God bless all squatties and the Sussexes. Thank you so much for that, Lambert Charles. Hello, Anastasia Isabella. Thank you so much. I'm going to pack. Very cool. We will be there with you in spirit to help keep you motivated. I know when I have something big like that to do, it's always good to have like someone there just to keep me company. My aunt helped me with a couple of things yesterday, and that was really cool. Otherwise, it would have probably still be undone. So I think I'm gonna plant some flowers and stuff, put some plants out this weekend, because it's been so cold and so windy. I didn't want the stuff to get ruined. But yeah, I think that's going to be my project this weekend. got a whole lot of stuff to do. But yes, thank you so much, you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. Um, and as Joyce Myers would say, remember, there is life in the word. And that's why I'm offering this 3-part CD selection. I used to do a mean Joyce Myers impersonation. Remember, there is life in the word. And that's why my husband, David, he always says to me, Joyce, shut up, your big mouth. Oh, man. Yes, remember, there is life in the word. Um, that came out of nowhere, right? Oh, that came out of nowhere. I got to do something for Mother's Day. What am I going to do? I didn't even think about it. Okay, let me see. Yeah, Leslie F. It's been freezing. It has been freezing. Helen Cole says Lady Louise's dress pattern and color was made on the same style of Megan wore at her first Ascot, same color. Really? Now, I believe Megan only went to the one Royal Ascot, right? And she wore something that looked like a shirt dress. I remember it had the points, like maybe 4 points at the bottom, and there was like some type of matching color embroidered pattern. Let me see if we can see that. Wait, let me pull that away. Let me see if I can find that image. And it was from the 2018, and then 2019. I think she was with child and unable to attend. But yeah, so that's what she wore is a shirt dress. There's buttons all the way down, and it had some embroidery on it. So that I recall. DC, thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you very much for that. Uh, oh, okay. Yes, thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. Let me see. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Helen Cole. Or as Louise Jefferson would say, hi, Helen. Oh, hi, Helen. Okay, I probably need to get off here because my mind is like all over the place. Everything triggers a thought for me. If you say Helen, I think the first thing I think of is Louise Jefferson. Hi, Helen. George, the Willises will be here any minute. Hi, George. Okay. Before I go, you guys throw some words at me and give me something to do an association with. Anything that you think would give me an association. Come on, I'm waiting for it. And certain words actually bring on a song. So, for the sake of everyone, let's not do that one. Uh, horses. That's too easy. That is too easy. And I'm not even sure that it is going to be allowed to do that now that she has been ordained the queen well, the queen. She's not even that, but that always brings me back to Wilbur. Oh, Porky Pig, Hoghead. Love. Okay. Baron, very good podcast today. You really made it fun for me. Wow. Oh, let me see. I should highlight that so it won't move. While I'm at work, thank you. With Joy Amore, I am so glad. And actually, I'm very flattered that you have invited Royal Sussex into your space. That is so cool. I love the idea of accompanying people to the store or while they're working, making supper or whatever. I think that is super, super cool. Um, Let me see. TB says, by skipping, Megan did not deprive us of, okay, deprive us of nothing. She is safe. Her children is safe, and that is all that we care about. That is so true, TB. That is paramount to everything else that is going on, is that the Sussexes are safe, and of course, that as a family, they are well provided for, because as far as I'm concerned, when you consider how much money has been made from the misery that has been created by this hate campaign, I want the Sussexes to be a billionaire family by the end of this decade, or within the next couple of years, really. But yeah, by the end of this decade, I want the Sussexes billionaires with a B, billionaires. And that way they will have the freedom to do the work that, or continue the work that that is so important to them and so important to anyone who benefits from their work. So that is what we want, is for them to be billionaires. Billions. So I am going to have to consider myself another pair of Merrill boots, because no, actually, yeah, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. That'll be my project. By the fall, I'm going to get some new Merrills for the fall. Let me see. Kim says, Mary, you sure you don't want to hang around and talk honeymooners? Oh, the honeymooners. Now, you know that's one of my favorites. You have 39 original episodes. I wish, but yeah, it's already so late for everybody. It is 7 p.m. here, so I'm gonna go. But thank you all so much, and yeah, I did pretty good. Those things that usually trigger me, I managed to stay in character, so that is good. Even Hoghead had no effect on me. You know what's so funny though is that when I'm watching other channels and I hear someone call Pierce Morgan Hoghead, I always smile and just kind of shake my head and say, I did that. I am so proud of myself. I did that. Oh man. Olivia Harris, thank you so much. Okay, great show. Good job, Aaron. Mods, thank you for looking out for us as we chat our thoughts and well wishes. Ladies and gentlemen, the chat was funny and informative. Good night. Let me see. Good day, Snuggles. Thank you so much, Olivia Harris. All right, so you know what? That is going to be the last word of the day. And I am going to cue the Ginger Avenger. And oh, by the way, you guys, I did release a video last night. You know, some of those little videos that I made to go along with the live, most of them you may have seen on the live, but if not, you'll get a chance to see them again, because I'm just going to go ahead and clear those out by posting them, because I went through so much trouble making them. So if you guys recall the video where someone tried to infer or imply that there was some conversation where Princess Diana praised Camilla, we all know that that is not likely true. Well, I posted that. So it's from before. Oh, let me see. Where is it? This one. It was fun making it.
You don't have to watch it. Go to the beach, do something else. You have a choice. A lot of people are going to enjoy it. And I would just say about Camilla that I sat with Diana in her drawing room and talked about Camilla. And Camilla, in Diana's view, had been loyal, discreet, and deserved some form of recognition. Well, she's going to get it on Saturday. Well, she's going to get it on Saturday. Well, she's going to get it on Saturday. Well, she's going to get it on Saturday.
So yes, I am going to clear those out. And I see someone suggested the YouTube Shorts. Great idea, the YouTube Shorts. I have to reformat them though because they're the wide format, the landscape, and I have to make them narrow. So that's like the extra added step that I have to take to do that. So some of them are easier to do than others. Like I think that one should be pretty easy, but I may change some of them, or some of them I'll just post them on the regular YouTube. But anyway, I just thought since I went through so much trouble to make them, I may as well post them. So I will do that. I have a few of those to post, and then I want to make a video based on that review of the what was it, the Spare. So that is my other project. So yeah, busy weekend for me, and I'm gonna work on that stuff. And I will see you all tomorrow just the same. Love you guys and have a great weekend. Thank you all for staying up late in the other hemispheres. Greatly appreciate it. So I'll see you guys. Thank you. And I am going to cue the Ginger Avenger. Is next the Ginger Avenger. George, the Willises will be here any minute. George. Oh, hi, Helen. Once I start doing Louise Jefferson, I cannot stop. George. Oh, man. Hi, Helen. George. Okay, I'm going to go. Bye, y'all.